to our topic tonight. Now, what we were talking about last week, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit on that, it was a gay young lady who her straight friend had interest in her and kept making passes at her, which the reason why we did the show is because we want to show everybody and break these little myths and crack the mold, as you can say, about straight people, heterosexual people always think that somebody's gay, always won't they ask. Always won't they ask. I don't know, is it that they just get this whiff of, I'm very, very attractive and people just want me, or this high level of confidence, but they just think everybody won't they ask. So that was the whole reason.
I don't even really believe it. I think that they just trying to make it like that, because I don't think, people were trying to get them like that. You know what I'm saying? They're always saying, oh, they came after me and I was at the gym and the guy was looking at me. What were you doing looking at him? How do you know he was looking at you? Weren't you supposed to be getting dressed?
It takes one to know one.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like you said, the lady that we had on, young lady we had on last week, that was a trip of a story, because she wanted the woman, but the woman kept saying, no, I'm married, I have kids, I'm not gay, stop bothering me. But then at
every
the
now
same
and then
time,
she's getting her peek at her breast.
Like? Yeah, what does it feel like to have another woman do that to you, and all kind of stuff. It's like, what? Why would you say what does it feel like, not what is it like,
So now we're going to do the flip side of that. So we have a couple of young men on our show today, and they're going to give us the men version of that. You guys can introduce yourself one at a time. Whomever want to go first, go right ahead.
Well, I just want to dovetail on that. You were talking about that. I had an experience like that before, where I had a best friend in high school, and we had graduated from high school, some years later. And since we were so close, but I kept, my sexuality, that I was gay, from him. And one day I just came out to him and told him I was gay, and he just reacted like he was horrified, and he was just so repulsed, and blah blah blah. And he gave all this drama, and then I said, well, I thought to myself, well, I'm out of here. I was visiting him at his house, and this is a wild story because he wouldn't let me leave. He wouldn't let me leave his house to go out. I was going out with some other friends to the club, and he kept me there at knife point. I know it sounds funny.
Knife point?
Wait a minute.
At knife point, yeah.
Now hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta grab my popcorn. You said.
Yeah, really? Okay, pass me. Get my iced tea over there. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. That's some Ike and. Wait a minute. That's some Ike and Tina shit right there. Hold on.
Yeah, the high school years. I can see the shirt in high school. High school. Yeah. The gay story, right?
There's a little bit more to this, because finally, after an hour or so, after he wanted me to explain, why I kept it from him, et cetera, do you know that a week later he came over my house after he gave me all this drama about, it was wrong and how could I do this, and started coming on to me in my house. It just took me fast. It took.
Yeah. I said,
really
did you go for it, or how did that turn out?
Yeah, I did.
Of course. See that long delay? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got a popcorn in my throat.
Well, you said you liked him, and he was your good friend, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So did it last? Did it go into a relationship or anything?
Well, it didn't really go into a relationship, but we were kicking it for quite a while.
Kicking it. And for the audience that goes to church every day and they don't know what kicking it means, yes, they were having sexual relations with one another.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Okay. All
okay,
right.
well,
so we have
praise the Lord. No.
Yeah, really.
No. Okay, well, we have another call on the line. Can you tell us some of your stories?
Yes. My name is Freeman, also known as Barbarella Man. And
Barbarella Man?
Barbarella Man,
Wait, stop
yes.
there. Barbarella Man? I love that movie, and I love that name. Welcome to the show, Barbarella Man.
Yes, I am the character's great-grandson. So.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tell us how that. Tell us a little bit about that first. Let's start there. How is that?
Well, what happened is the man with the skunk tail got her pregnant.
Okay.
And, but that wasn't told in the movie. And then that was
For those, let me precursor and say, for those who don't know, it was a Jane Fonda movie in the late 60s, early 70s, where she was like this sex Dixon who went out into space and got into all these sexual adventures on a spaceship. So he is the great-great-grandson of Barbarella. So that's what he's
right.
Okay, got it.
So then that child went on to do Barbarella's work. And, they had another child. And then by the third child, the child went to the planet of Nubians. And here I am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So,
planet Nubian. Yeah. Okay, so that's where it was. Okay, gotcha.
Did you see the bell go off?
So I am a Barbarella Man.
Planet. Okay. Yeah. Okay,
but it's interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting.
So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Do you have the male counterpart to the fur bikini that your great grandmother was wearing?
Oh, I have it.
You have a fur.
I have it all. I have every single costume. I have the green one with the mirrors all over it. That's my favorite.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I have the male version of that.
No fur G-string, huh?
Oh, I've got those too. Yeah, but my favorite is the green one with the mirrors on it, and I actually prefer to wear hers because I have. Yeah, I don't need the male version.
Caller from the
Big
D. I know you know the movie, right?
Well, believe it or not, I have never seen Barbarella. I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
I know Jane Fonda was in it.
Highly recommend it. Check out my great-great-great-grandmother.
Immediately. And go back to your room and sit down in the corner.
I would highly suggest you check it out.
Time out, right?
And I'm
strongly. Monsieur? I don't understand what you're saying.
Yes. Well, you tell me the story, Freeman. Tell me the story now.
Yeah. Well, it's actually funny because it's the opposite of the story that was just told, where I had a straight friend. Yeah, I had a straight friend. No, well, I had a straight friend, and he and I were really good friends for a few years. And it was very clear that he told me, he's like, well, I'm not gay, but I'm attracted to you. So then, this went on for a little while, and I was really concerned because we were really good friends. And, with anybody, whether you're gay or you're straight, sometimes when you introduce sex into a relationship, it causes complications.
Yeah.
So finally, after a period of time, I was away. I had gone away, and we kept in touch. And I was overseas, and we were just writing, but he was just filling my ear with loveliness. And I was like, okay, well, I think when I get back, I'm going to do this.
Well,
and I did
be in a relationship with him?
No, have sex.
You hadn't had sex?
Yes.
Oh.
So it wasn't about the relationship. That wasn't going to happen. I was clear about that. It was that we were going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I remember coming back, and, we'd been working each other up for the time that I was away. And then, we did it, and we did it like 3 times. And the first time I was like, okay, it's okay. Second time I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. The third time I was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Really?
Then,
well, how much experience had you had? Be the first during that time?
I have a rule. Well, what I appreciated about him was the fact that he was interested, but he was not DL.
Okay.
He had enough courage to say no. He had enough courage to say, look, I like you, and I am comfortable in my own sexuality that I know I want to try this with you.
Right.
And let's play for the audience members. Let's preach to the pew again that DL means down low, meaning a straight man who sleeps with men, who hides it by being so low, you got to do a treasure hunt.
Right. And with him, the great thing was that he was like, I like you, and I want to have sex with you. It's not even about the relationship part. He's like, I just want to have sex with you, but I am proud that I want to have sex with you. So after the third time we did it, I just pat him on the shoulder and I said, honey, you are straight.
Right.
Because you do not know how to have sex with a man.
That's
You're straight.
embarrassing. That's like,
go and make some girls happy.
Wow. Yeah. But okay, let's go real now. Let's go real. What about the sex made you say that he was straight?
Well, because he didn't know. Well, the thing that I knew that he was straight was I could relate to the fact that he just wanted to be close to me in that way.
But
I really enjoyed being his friend.
Right.
But it didn't work. My eyes didn't roll in the back of my head. My toes didn't curl.
Oh, okay. But you don't think you don't think you needed some lessons or a tune-up or something?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I want our audience to understand, and especially females. I want them to understand that even in a gay relationship or sexual experience, people want the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The same experience. You want the eyes rolling back, the zombie look on your face, your toes curling up. You wanted all the Star Spangled Banner, Hercules. You want all of them.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the exact same thing that women are looking for. And I'm just, happy that we're having this dialogue right now.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, with that particular individual, that particular individual wanted to pursue things, and it's like, well, what are we pursuing? We're just pursuing having sex, but we have a really great friendship already. Let's just stop it right here and keep being friends. It's like the opposite of the other experience. What I give him, praise for is the fact he wasn't down low. He was just like, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it with you because I do believe that there are shades of gray that sometimes, I wouldn't necessarily call him straight at the time particularly, but there's shades of gray in between there. And
there is a continuum of sexuality. No, there are some people who aren't completely straight or completely gay. Is that what you're saying?
Well, actually, and actually homosexuality was coined. It's a term coined by Sigmund Freud, and homosexuality doesn't really address who we might be. Homosexuality is an act. So you can have a homosexual act and not be gay, because before the turn of in the 1900s, men had sex with each other, especially when you go off to boarding school and this and that, and it was like, okay, well, some of us have homosexual acts, and then others of us go on to love men as men.
Right.
Homosexuality is a term that...
It's interesting, too, like when people say, well, I'm not gay. No, because gay is a lifestyle. You don't walk hand in hand down the street or kiss your lover in front of people. You don't live the lifestyle, but you're doing the sex. So that makes you whatever.
Homosexuality explains an act.
Exactly.
It explains an act. It's really not a proper term for and we semantics change, and so that's what we call things now. But actually, homosexuality is describing an act. So anybody can have a homosexual act. It doesn't mean that they're gay. It's a lot of people that have sex with people of the same sex in a certain circumstance, but they're really not gay.
Right.